The completion of the overhaul of the West Somerset Railway 9351 locomotive. Hi everybody, just in case you didn't know who I am, I'm Ryan Pope and I am the workshop foreman at Williton. We had Josh Chivers, who's the Minehead engineering apprentice, and Colin Anderson, who is the WSR PLC overseer for the project. We also had the three best trainees, Martin, Tom and Jordan. We even saw Mike Whiteman, Roy Palmer and Simon Ball from the loco crew department. We also had Harry and Liam, who are full-time at Williton, mixed with the normal bunch of Tuesdays to Thursday volunteers that come out and help. Well, at the time, West Somerset Restorations were having a meeting with the directors of the PLC, Jonathan Jones-Pratt and Bob Mingley, and it just came up in conversation and they liked the idea, so the ball started rolling and it fitted in with the PLC's needs for locomotives for that year. The first job was to put the boiler back in the frames at Minehead, which I did with the help of the Minehead staff, Steve, Andy and Colin. So we replaced the boiler in the frames at Minehead, got the loco and tender transported to Williton, bolted the boiler down to the frames, cleaned and prepared all the copper pipe work for annealing and then fitting to the loco. Cleaned and prepared the side rods and the bearings. We then cleaned and assembled the superheater header and elements for a hydraulic test. This showed up a small crack which we then had to have repaired. It then passed with ease and we changed all the studs in the header at this point as well. We then fitted the whole assembly to the loco, which then gave us a problem in the form of the chimney, which had lost almost 3/4 of its thickness. It was decided that we needed a new one, and a quick phone call to the SVR produced a brand new one, which we then machined at Williton and then fitted. We then finished machining the rod bearings and fitted them at this point to the loco. It was then ready to have its boiler cladding put on, and this is a lovely job because anyone who's been in their loft will know the pink or yellow woolly stuff. Well, 9351 has a similar type under all that nicely painted cladding. We then machined and fitted the crossheads and pistons to the loco. Then we were almost in a position with an almost complete locomotive in undercoat to weigh it, and weighing a loco is no small feat, as you need to raise the whole loco up by a 1/16 of an inch off the rails, and each wheel will then give a reading on a load cell. But as 9351 was never a 260, drawings and specs don't exist, so with prior records we completed this. In all, we picked up 9351 7 times. No mean feat, 80 odd tons of locomotive. At this point we needed a tender, so Richard Hiscox and a class 33 diesel appeared at Donaldford Curve, pushing a second tender to us, and we then set about removing the wheel sets, as the ones we already had were badly worn. And so after 2 weeks and a new coat of paint, we rolled out a fully completed loco and tender to the back of the shed to be filled up with water and a photograph or two. We then pushed 93 back into the shed for the first fire in the newly completed loco, and then the testing began. Which sounds like a long job, but in reality we only had one warm tender bearing to deal with and some odd glands, and that was about it. Yes, it did throw up some. How to turn a precision taper and a 300 kg crosshead that had been welded up, making a holder for it to fit in a lathe and keeping it true. The chimney was also a fresh casting and there was only one flat surface for it to be mounted to. And just the fact that we were on a timescale and a budget. People often say that steam locos have personalities and each one is different. Well, that's sort of true, but when you put so much time, effort into one of the first moves is the best feeling ever, because all the bits on their own are just lumps of metal, but when they're all together and a bit of wood and a bit of water and set fire to it, it's awesome, and I cannot wait for the next one, 4561.